Hello guys, it's me, Shambler, doing a run through for my latest map, Symphony of Steel, a map for Arcane Dimensions. And this will be a mixture of sort of playthrough, some design notes, and secret hunting as well. So let's go. So first thing, you spawn in a pipe, and there's a falling, casually strolling away. We'll deal with him. So full disclaimer, this is not my pipe. I did have a pipe like this, but it was a bit off-grid and a bit balked, and Bal generously gave me his pipe, so put it in place, and it produced a smoother effect. Everything else is mine in this, including all the mistakes. So yeah, here we are, starting, popping out. There's a door. Fishing by permit only. It swiftly becomes apparent that we don't have a permit. It doesn't become very apparent that actually you can't get through this door at all. I did not make that clear. Unfortunately, it's fully inaccessible. So anyway, this is a map using Stecky's Decon WOD textures, which I've always admired. I like the kind of very crisp, clear, doggos, nature of them. And did I see some scrags? Oh, scrags patrolling. Yeah, I like the crisp nature of them. I always had a plan in my sketchbook to do a map in this style, this theme. And I looked at my plan recently, and the layout, if I can call it that I sketched down, was a horrible agglomeration of 2D box rooms, and I decided this was not suitable at all. So I borrowed a layout from elsewhere, as eagle-eyed viewers will recognise. But I'm pretty proud of the style I managed to do it in. So straight away we've got some nice items, and there's various details here. And if you notice, there is a rogue wall here with a bit of light even seeping through it, so I'll go through that. Secret area. And we can see he obviously has a permit because he is fishing. Possibly successfully, who knows. Shadow Axe, pretty much entirely useless, but I wanted this to be, well, it's Arcane Dimensions, so I had to include a fishing ogre, and I wanted a way for the player to see him. So there we go. And this kind of gives the player a hint that secrets may be accessible by panels in a different texture. Yeah, so anyway, let's go. As you may notice, there is a lot of curvature in this map. This was the theme I was really aiming for. My original design was very focused on a combination of curves and kind of abrupt, hard, square edges. No real angles involved. So, this is an idea I had earlier on that I'm quite pleased with. The Vorlings coming out the vents. I used lift is inactive. I used Arcane Dimensions partly for the ease of mapping for it, and partly to have a better choice of enemy for a kind of industrial base map. Now, he's getting in the way, but you might notice this is actually pulsing a lot more and a lot more purple than the other ones, and has a wonked out texture. I think the player would hopefully try and get in these anyway. He's being pushed back by the wind, so, but go in this one. Secret area. Ring of Shadows, which is kind of going to spoil the aesthetics of things. Do I need that? Not really. Okay, so there's a Vorling in there. He doesn't see me because of the Ring of Shadows. This is actually quite a useful secret. Who'd have thought it? If you get the damn thing. I was quite pleased with some of the details I managed to shoehorn in, like this kind of ceiling detail here. One person I noticed in the demo actually saw that, which is nice. The lifts are a bit purposeless, but the initial lift down there had to match the map design that I stole the layout from, and I needed to put this one in for a similar reason. So again, in here, details. Also a light over here that's kind of pulsing, and only one wall panel that's different. And okay, so things with 4 pins seem to be secrets. So what's this? Oh, spawns. I don't know if anyone got that secret. Maybe a good thing. Teleporter pillar. That's later. Yeah, it's kind of like a, what do they call it? Cyber Gothic style. So I'm trying to have a mixture of like kind of base industrial kind of base style with some arcane details, hence the kind of candles and runes and stuff. I'm pretty pleased with the way that worked out. Oops. Pretty pleased with some of the curvature I managed to get in. Obviously the new Quake engine's editor's ability to do Fong shading and get smooth light on these curves is really, really useful for that. I haven't got any nails left. So in a tribute to the original map, I put these alcoves here, or this one is in particular a tribute to the original map. And in the original, the map that this design came from, you can't jump up there, you have to get driven by. But every single person I've seen your demo has looked at this, had decades of playing Quake, and knowing that that's too far, and have jumped anyway. GG. Oh, and we've got Jims or Bobs out there. Oh, where are you? There we go. And there we go, there's one. No one seemed to look up and see him come down. So there's more wall details here, but these are just flat panels, or jutting out panels rather, and they don't have 4 things on it. Same with these. One of these does have 4 rivets on, so secret area. I'm gonna leave that, not really necessary. Have the lifts come down? No. So. Yeah. Lifts are now operational. So shall we go for the GL? Yeah, let's. Nice. Managed to actually damage myself. These guys are mostly put in for effect, to try and just had this idea it'd be nice to have them jumping over the rocks. Quite easy to deal with. Tried to make good use of the AD monsters being a little bit interesting and not too kind of serious. So out here, seen people admire the rocks. Not seen many people notice that there's a texture. It's pulsing here, so. Ooh. There we go. And while we're at it, oops, what's going on there? Let's leave him for the moment. Lifts are now operational, and what goes on with lifts? Under lift secrets, of course. There we go. Bit fiddly with the buttons, it's just the way I had to get them to work. Oops, I forgot that you can. I put these little rivets in so you could jump back up. One person seemed to manage that. That one person was not me. Okay, so back up we go. Let's get this one as well. That's a bit better. So finally, we are above things. We have a working lift if we need it. And possibly a button. I was pretty pleased with that effect. Is that everyone? Where's this dude? Now, have I got 7 out of 8 secrets? Good. Right, so there was a directional polarity incongruity detected with the teleporter, so that's buggered. So barriers down. Tried to get a little bit more hectic gameplay in this bit. Seemed to be okay. If for some reason you ran over here, you get an entirely useful secret that you almost certainly get after the event, but whatever. Just put it in for fun. Again, same 4 rivets. Okay, so this light has 4 rivets on, but it's different. It sticks out. So there we go. This is the map. Apart from eagle-eyed viewers, again, may notice a slight tribute here to Quake map. And this is it. I'm quite pleased with this one. And now as bonus content, I'll run through the DLC for this map. This was inspired by making spheres and curves and using Phong shading and messing around with vertices. And I wanted to create a sort of artwork in Quake that is a kind of tribute to, I guess, something a lot of mappers do in Quake, but I wanted to kind of take it to the next level for kind of artistic fidelity to the subject matter. So yeah, here we go. It appears somewhere. Same sticking. Now, well, so here is the piece de résistance. With many details worth noting on here. The spuds sort of joined together, not entirely accurately, and obviously this has been shorn or trimmed, waxed, but they certainly dangle suitably, nicely distended. The curvature of the shaft is sort of deliberate. There is a sort of a bulging kind of vein or urethra running underneath to for a sort of accuracy. The kind of skin there. Let's go up. See how it goes. The texture of the main object was easy to find. The texture of the dome took many different Quake wads to get a suitable one. Again, you know, the way it's kind of like proportioned and distended, I think, definitely befits the object. And I feel that the very tip is maybe a little bit protrusional, but it was quite difficult to edit the vertices for that, so I hope it is adequate as it is. So there we go, Quake at its finest. Hi guys, this is a sneak preview from me of a map that I'm working on and hopefully will be released. I'm not releasing the video yet because I don't want there to be spoilers. This is me trying to deal with some of the struggles I've had with mapping, a bit of kind of mapper's block, loss of inspiration, a few issues I've had. Unlike the video I recorded 5 minutes ago, I will do this one with the visuals on. So you'll see some of the tactics I'm using to start out this map. Now, I had, many years ago, sketched out of my notebook an idea to use Stecky's really nice, austere, blue-grey, rusty metal decon wad. And I had this idea of like this kind of like techno-gothic style with like lots of abrupt right angles with lots of curves in between. And I looked at this sketch recently and the layout was just a horrible mishmash of 2D rooms and looked really boring. And I've realized based on earlier maps that I need to get good layouts nailed initially. So after some umming and ahhing, I decided to steal a layout from somewhere else. May or may not be recognizable, probably will be recognizable in the final version, but it should be pretty independent, pretty playable on its own. So I kind of roughly blocked out what this layout is to give me sort of inspiration of how it would work together. And And I did sort of one useful thing, which was not knowing exactly how the rooms would fit, the areas or the rooms would fit together. I marked some areas in blue to indicate these were kind of elastic. They could be stretched or compressed to make things fit nicely, and hopefully get it all sort of fitting well. I also, once I did that, I kind of copy and pasted the layout elsewhere. At the moment, it's obviously just crude blocks, and this will also be remade proper areas, but I wanted to keep in mind what the layout would be, make sure it all keep working. So I just copied that over there. And further to that, as preparation, to go with a kind of curved theme, I made a hell of a lot of curves. This was part of me, trying to get my mapping going, trying to get some inspiration from this map. With all right, curves are going to be a part. I want to get those nailed from the start. So I just made loads of different curves as per the dump truck tutorial, made them hollowed out, made arches or whatever. And this way, A, I could get them looking pretty nice. These work pretty well with Fong shading on. And B, I could then just kind of copy and paste them and hack around and edit them and tweak them and detail them and make some really pretty nice prefabs already. And this would give me an idea of how the aesthetic of the map would work. Give me inspiration to think these will look nice in the map. Give me inspiration to kind of keep going with it, and know that I'll get some, detailing, some consistent theme going based on making this stuff. This has worked for me before, so I've just spent a lot of time playing around with these, and actually in game I'm pretty happy with the way some of these look. So this is a way of kind of getting two different angles. Firstly, a pretty simple, pretty crude layout, but knowing that the layout will function quite well. And secondly, getting some nice kind of details and designs. In between, there's obviously like the architecture and the actual kind of room design, but these are two things that will hopefully make the process, the layout will make it kind of work functionally, and the prefabs here will give a sort of inspiration aesthetically. So check these out in game. So here you go. Here's all the untextured prefabs, and here's, not with any lighting on it yet, some pillars, arches. Trying to work a bit on my lighting in this. Little alcove, little cubby hole for something or other. Windows, more kind of doorway arches of different size, more alcoves, even like edges of stairs. Again, these obviously will look better with the lighting on. Yeah, so with the kind of long shading and stuff, kind of weird button pillar, I found these have worked pretty well. And this is, I'm doing this for Arcane Dimensions, mostly for the ease of mapping in it, or the functionality it gives you in the editor. And also I think this will be a base map, so I quite like a little bit of a better selection of base enemies. So we shall see how this goes. It might even work.